Hey everyone, welcome back to the workshop. Artisan Pirate here, and in today's fun scroll saw project video, I have another amazing design printed out by Steve Good. I've got the full pattern in hand here, and I'm going to do something a little bit different in today's video. Usually we start out with everything prepped and prepared and the pattern trimmed out and attached to our material. I figured since this is a very simplistic design that's also very creative, I would walk you through the whole entire project, from printing it out on the computer paper to attaching it to the material, all the way through the scrolling procedure and everything. So really neat. The design in question is another miniature diorama. Steve recently uploaded this, I believe, in late 2023. You guys know I like miniatures and dioramas, just seeing how creative people can be when it comes to making something in miniature to display. And the design in question is a Tyrannosaurus Rex or T-Rex skull. All of the pattern is printed out here, and when you download the file pack, there is two sizes, and with this being a diorama, I opted for the smaller version, and it calls for 1/4 inch material entirely. And the design, I'll show it all to you here. There is the two sides for the T-Rex's face and eyes and teeth. Here is a middle section of it just to give it some thickness and depth that outlines the T-Rex's jaw. And then we have the centerpiece here that has a tab that'll go into the base, and the base is really creative, being a dinosaur bone, so I really like that. Now the base I'm going to cut out of 1/2 inch material just so it'll be a little bit more bulky and sturdy to where it won't teeter-totter around. But I've got all my 1/4 inch material here, and I've already got, this is the only bit of prep work I've done, ripped a piece of the material I get down to 5 inches in width, so we can go over here and finish cutting it down over on the table saw so we can get the pattern attached. And keep in mind, with the material I use, I pick it up at Lowe's Home Improvement. It's called Revolution Ply, and it scrolls just as good, if not better, than Baltic birch plywood, as long as you keep a fresh blade in it. The only thing about it is there is a lighter side and darker side here. And the thing is, with this being a diorama, and you're going to be able to see a 180-degree view or 360-degree view of it, you are going to have the lighter side and darker side exposed. So for most of it, when we're going to stack cut, I'm going to try to attach the two sides here together. That way, once everything is assembled, just the light side will be showing, if that makes any sense. I hope it does. And as I've said in the past, Steve Good goes above and beyond when making his file packs that you download on his blog post. Of course, it'll just be one piece of each of the centerpiece with the tab and the base there. And I have a piece of 1/2 inch Baltic birch plywood here for that. But these two pieces here are going to be able to be stack cut, so we're only going to need one of the pattern there. Again, Steve goes above and beyond with drawing out each individual piece you need in all of his designs. But since it's time to get the pattern trimmed out and our stuff attached to the material, let's get started. And over here at the workbench, we are taking a pair of scissors and trimming out the pieces we need, and discarding the rest of the paper. And I will loosely attach everything with masking tape here before moving over to the table saw. And over here at the Rikon table saw, we will cut everything to size before fully attaching the patterns. And I cannot say enough nice things about this amazing Rikon table saw. It has very little vibration, and it's been very accurate and precise for me out here in the workshop so far. Keep in mind, we will be stack cutting some of the pieces, and again, I'm just loosely attaching the pattern so I can get my measurement so we can get all of the pieces cut. But over here at the workbench, we will redraw the tab mark with the correct thickness of our material, and then firmly attach all of the patterns with clear packing tape. Clear packing tape helps lock everything down, and it can help reduce burn marks over on the scroll saw, as well as lubricate the scroll saw blade. Now we are taking the Seiko Scroller's drill and drilling out all of our pilot holes for internal cutting, and you will note I have a backer board behind the material to prevent blowout of the pilot hole. Now we are over at the scroll saw, and we will begin scrolling. I am using number 5 Ultra reverse tooth blades for all the scrolling on this project, and they will cut through exceptionally well with minimal chip out. And we will go through here and do all of the internal cuts first before releasing all of the pieces from the waste wood. If you guys would like to try this pattern, it's available as a free pattern download over at Steve Good's scrollsawworkshop.blogspot.com website over in his free pattern catalog. Again, when I seen him upload this pattern, I knew I had to do it because I have so many fond memories of dinosaurs growing up as a kid, seeing the skeletons in the museum, and then I had plastic dinosaurs that my mom gave me, and I used to play with them out in the backyard. So this is just a cool piece to add to that nostalgia and everything. And we just cut out that tab for the slot, and now we will begin releasing all of the pieces from the waste wood. And you see I'm still using that same number 5 ultra reverse tooth blade for all of the scrolling. If you guys like what you're seeing, I would highly encourage you to subscribe to my channel and also follow me across all my social medias under the Artisan Pirate name. I'd really appreciate the support. And with this being a multi-piece project and the way the pieces are supposed to layer together, it's important that you take your time and let the blade do the work and be as loyal as you can possibly be to your cut line. That way, once all of the pieces are glued together, it looks like one uniform piece of material. But we are now scrolling out the final piece here, which is the basic frame of the T-Rex skull that has the tab in it. And I did drill a hole in the tab there to hang a wire from after we stain it so it can be hung up to dry. But now we can remove all of the pieces from the waste wood, and you can see the two-toned appearance of the material I use. But now it will be time for sanding with 180 grit sandpaper in the vibrating palm sander, and this is the Klingspor brand sandpaper, and I'm sanding both the front and back sides of our pieces. But after that is done, it will be time for glue up, and I am using medium grade CA glue and activator. It grabs extremely quick, so I have to work fast. And even after I get everything glued together and I'm satisfied with how it looks, I will still set it aside for around 5 minutes to make sure that glue fully cures, even with the activator being used. But then I will come back and remove the clamps, and then it will be time for staining. And I will be using a light Minwax wood stain for the skeleton itself, making sure to get in there and saturate all the nooks and crannies before wiping off the excess. And I hung the piece from a hook, and I done the bone base with a darker stain. But after they dried for around an hour hanging above the heat, it was time to do the final assembly, once again with medium grade CA glue. But after I was sure this had dried and cured, it was time for finish. And my go-to finish for scroll saw projects is several coats of Rust-Oleum clear gloss. And once that dried, the project was complete. And here we have the completed miniature Tyrannosaurus Rex skull, cut out completely on the scroll saw, and it finished up great with some amazing detail. Thank you, Steve Good, for another amazing and versatile pattern from your scroll saw pattern catalog. Now, this is a very straightforward design. It only took me around 15 minutes to scroll everything out, and because of the layered appearance here, it's important that you take your time and let the blade do the work and be as loyal as you can to the cut line. That way, when it comes time for the assembly, everything falls together seamlessly and looks like one uniform piece of wood. Now, in this video, you've seen everything from the very beginning all the way up to the finished project, from prep work to finished product, and I hope you guys enjoyed that in this video. It was just something I've always been wanting to document, the full start to finish process of everything. But everything came out amazing, and the way I finished everything was my traditional rustic way of finishing everything. I assembled it and then stained it with Minwax wood stain, the skull here, and then a darker stain was given to me, and and I use that for the bone that is the base, which I think is a great detail to add to this little miniature diorama. And then we clear coated everything at the end with Rust-Oleum clear gloss, and I think because I went the staining route, of course you can paint this, but if you're going with the staining method like I've done here today, I think grain direction is very important. So when we were at the very beginning during the prep work, I made sure that all the grain was in one universal direction. That way, once everything is assembled, it hopefully looks like one solid uniform piece of wood. And again, it's just got some great detail. Again, this was the smaller miniature version of the skull, and there is a larger one in the pattern pack if you would like to make that, and this will look great on a shelf, desk, or countertop. I've got a family member that really loves dinosaurs and the Jurassic Park movies, the classic ones as well as the newer ones, so this project will probably go to him, and I hope he loves it and treasures it for years to come. Once again, not all treasure is silver and gold, my friends. In the past, we've done Steve Good's other dinosaur projects, including this Tyrannosaurus Rex here. This is the full body of the ferocious beast here, and it looks like he's out in the prehistoric jungle. And then we also done the fossil here, which came out amazingly well back in the day when we made this on film. And this was actually my very first scroll saw that involved bevel cutting to allow that skeleton to be relieved up out of the wood to make it look like it's coming out of the fossil. But I'm still a kid at heart, and I still love dinosaurs as well. I think it's just something, you know, if you like, you like, and if you don't, you don't. But really, really cool. I had a lot of fun in today's video, and I hope you guys like this video. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel, and also follow me across all my social medias under the Artisan Pirate name. As always, links to contact me as well as all my social medias will always be linked down in the description box below these videos. That's about all for this one, and remember guys, if I can make it or do it, so can you. I'm the Artisan Pirate. Take care, and I'll see you guys real soon.